Hi, it's Bianca, Calista's mother again. So, yesterday was the big day, her big surgery day. I wanted to tell you how it went in detail. So, as you can see, I have something new. I have an arm bracelet from the hospital. This one is from the ICU, so when I go visit her, I can identify myself and the child I'm here for. As you can see, I'm at home. I'll tell you why I'm at home in a minute, because my plan was to stay with her the entire time, but it didn't pan out that way. But after this, I'm on my way back to the hospital, and I will be staying with her. When we got to the hospital yesterday, I really thought that it would be a really smooth transition because she was asleep. And I thought by the time she wake up, she'll already be in her room. They put her to sleep, easy peasy. But she stayed asleep the entire ride to the hospital. Excuse me. The entire registration period. And she woke up as soon as we went to the back to get her ready for surgery. The way it went, of course, they ask you a bunch of questions. Have you traveled? Have you been sick? Does anyone smoke? Just the normal questions that they usually ask you in a normal doctor visit. When was the last time she ate? Because that's very crucial to have an empty stomach before a procedure. The team came in. She had different teams. She had ENT, she had plastics, she had anesthesiologists, and they all come in one by one by each group and, you know, kind of explain to you what they're going to do, the risks, the things they'll look out for, what they would do in the event that something unexpected should happen. They give you the whole rundown, every scenario, play by play. What surprised us the most was when ENT came in. She explained to us that apparently Calista has had fluid in her ears for some time now, which has resulted in 40% hearing loss. So they will be doing a procedure where they would insert things into her ear to drain the fluid out, and it will remain in her ears for about 6 to 8 months, I think they said, and they will fall out on its own, but it should improve her hearing significantly. So of course we have to sign our consent on that. So she basically had like 3 different things done at the same time. One being the first thing she was getting done is basically, it's a procedure, but it's just like getting pictures, but they take like a camera that they put inside your nose, or your nose down, and look down your airway, and they it's basically to verify if the jaw distraction is the best option for her before they do it. So they look at it, her insides, and say yay or nay. Then they do the things for her ears, and then they begin the jaw distraction. Hi, Jonah. My son is here. I'm at home, as I said. So you can't talk though, Jonah, okay? Go back to sleep, my son. So what they did was they asked us the questions, they told us what to expect, what they were going to do, and then they tricked Calista into going into the back with them. How they tricked her, because she was awake and she wanted mommy and daddy, they had this cool car that she could ride in, pretend like she was driving, and they let us push her around a little bit. And then when it's time to go to the surgery room, they switch off and they push her, and then they force us out into the waiting room, and then they told us to wait 30 minutes to get a call to see if, you know, they were going to go ahead and move forward, because as I said before, they do the camera thing, and if they say, yeah, we're going to do it, then you got like 4 hours to go off about your business, and or however long it takes. And they give you pagers. like at a restaurant, exactly like the restaurant ones. So you can walk around the whole hospital. They said it even works in the garage, and they'll page you when there's an update or if a doctor needs to speak with you. So when we finally got there, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move forward, my husband and I decided to get something to eat. While we were eating, our pager went off, and as I said, we just, left the room and got the okay that they were going to do the jaw distraction. So we got really freaked out because we were wondering, why are we getting a call so soon? Is something wrong? Like, what's going on? So we throw our stuff away and we rush to the surgery department, and they're like, oh, everything's fine. ENT just did their part and we just wanted to update you. So they're really good at updating, which is great. They don't leave you wondering for hours and hours on end, like, what's going on. It's for us, we didn't even need to ask for an update because they were giving us one in good, timely manner. So that's what's excellent about it. So when the surgery was complete, our pager went off. Her plastic surgeon, he came out and he said, everything went well, and he took us to a private room. He explained what she looks like, so we're not shocked. He explained that, Jonah, take that in the room. Sorry. He explained that she has, because again, I don't know if I explained the jaw distraction before, but basically it's a procedure that's supposed to help move your jaw forward by letting new bone form. So the way they do it is they come in through the sides of your face and they break this part in half, and they put a device, they replace it with the device right here. And on this device, there are like screws or something. I don't know the proper terminology for it. I'm not a doctor, bear with me. That are connected to it. And there's these like little buttons or knobs. There's these knobs that are outside right here on both sides. And with these knobs, they come with a key. Did not know this, is very fascinating. A key, and you put the keys into the knobs and you turn them. And when you turn the knobs, it's almost like a machine. When you turn the knobs, it makes the metal part, I think, expand. And when it expands, it's breaking your jaw, yes, but it expands to allow new bone to form, creating a space for new bone to form on its own. So every day, once in the morning, once in the evening, you have to turn the key. And he said you have to be real. So this piece, I guess, is movable. It can go out or it can go in. So when you turn the key, it goes out. When it goes out, it's letting new bone form. So you got to turn it once in the morning, once in the evening. And it helps, your jaw get bigger, because right now, Calista, this part she doesn't have. This part. How pronounced it is, she doesn't have. So she is getting this. She's growing this on her own with amazing technology. So the doctor says you have to be really careful of how you turn the key, because if you turn it, you have to turn it clockwise. If you turn it counterclockwise, what it'll do, instead of going out, it will go in, and that would be very bad for Calista. So we would have to be trained on how to turn the keys, and whoever will be caring for her will also have to be trained on how to turn the keys, because that's really important. So, he explained to us what she looked like. He explained to us that it's like blood, little blood drainage coming out of the ear, but it's normal. He said that she is with the jaw distraction, The risks are because they have to cut through a nerve. You could get nerve damage or paralysis in the face. But we wouldn't know that until, she wakes up, and we'll see like if a side of her face is, moving or not, But of course you won't know until she wakes up. So they will be looking out for that. So, sorry. It's hard. It is. It's hard. I feel weird because I haven't cried. I don't feel nothing yet. I felt scared, but now that it's over, I feel nothing. So, my brain's way of protecting itself probably. But, anyway, so they told us what she'll look like. They told us that they chose to keep her intubated, which, a tube that they put through the nose, kind of breathing, a machine breathing for her. They're going to keep her like that for 2 to 3 days because her airway is swollen and they don't want her to not be able to breathe on her own. So they're waiting till the swelling goes down and then they'll take the tube out. Now, while the tube is in her, they have to keep her asleep. She has to stay asleep because if she woke up and she feel that, then it's like, it's really uncomfortable and she'll freak out. Which I saw firsthand. So when we were so I'm jumping ahead of the gun, going back. So the doctor spoke to us. They said they were getting her set in her room. Someone will come out when she's ready. So we waited. We waited a long time, like an hour. And I was like, what's going on? In my mind, I'm like, does she look really bad? And they're really trying to like cover it up so, we don't freak out. It was a really long wait before we were able to come in the room. When we got to the room, we found out that she doesn't even have her own room. She's literally in ICU, so it looks like an emergency room. It's just these curtains, everyone's next to each other in a really small space. So there is nowhere for us to be because she has a nurse that is assigned to her and only her, who is literally stationed right in front of her, who eyes is on her non-stop. So we could be on the side of her bed, but it's all these machines on both sides of the bed, so there is no space for us. So the reason why I decided to go home tonight is because I felt like I would be in the way of the nurse, because there's no space for me. They have a chair for you to sit, but it's behind the bed and you can't even see your child. It's behind all the equipment and the machines, and there's no leg room. It's literally like sitting, in the back of a car. So it was just like no bed or nothing, just a regular chair. If you wanted to sleep, like if I was to stay the night, I would have to sleep in the sleep room. It was just like a bunch of recliner chairs and so uncomfortable. So I'm sorry, I decided to go home tonight just so that I wouldn't be in the way. They explained that it's really crucial for the nurses to be able to keep an eye on her because of the surgery she had and because she has a critical airway. And they assured me that if there was any time for you to go home and rest, it would be while she's sedated and intubated because she's asleep. And that it's more important to be there, if you choose, when she is no longer sedated, because then she will be awake and she's only going to want you. So right now she has no idea what's going on. Her body, she's just sleeping so that her body can heal for a few days. It was one point where she woke up and she was in so much distress that her heart rate started dropping because she was freaking out, and she was moving her head, and you have to be really still when you're intubated because it could cause like swelling and damage. So they had to quickly, 4 nurses it took, 4, to hold her down, and her dad. She's that strong. It took 4 nurses and her dad to hold her down long enough to give her more medicine to help her go back to sleep. That part was very hard and heartbreaking. So they got her back to sleep, and my husband and I just decided to go home and rest because we were exhausted. We've been up since 4, and we're getting ready to go back now. So that's how it went. In my next video, I'll probably post some pictures so you can see how she is. But that's how the big day went, and I will do another video with another update of the recovery process. But the surgery is over. The next step is to make sure there is no side effects that we can't tell right now, that we won't be able to tell until she wakes up. There's no swelling that won't go down, or no paralysis or numbness in the face, and we'll see how she does. And just like I said, just pray for Calista. As a parent, it is really difficult. I don't know what's wrong with me right now because I feel nothing, I guess. I didn't sleep well again last night. I'm just waiting for this all to be over and her to come home. And I'm just praying nothing but the best for her. And yeah, that was her jaw distraction surgery. And I will keep you updated with the rest.